Every day begins with a race. A race against the clock. A race against responsibilities. I was just letting life happen to me and I was trying to catch up with it. I went down in sajda. I bowed to Allah Ta'ala and I cried and I asked him, I begged him that he give us the opportunity. I'd say I have a very busy life, alhamdulillah. And a lot of it was to do with the fact that there was always something to do. Like just before I would fall asleep, I would think about everything that I had done in the day. And then the next morning, I would wake up already knowing that I had to be on the go. I would just slot namaz in whenever I had the opportunity to do namaz. When it comes to Hajj, it's a bit more difficult. When I went to university, one of the key things you have to consider is your student loan. And so this is when I started thinking about debt and Islam. So Alhamdulillah, in 2015, I was able to attend a Waqf class where I was able to ask Hazur about these obligations of Hajj.
वो तो सारी जो इस वक्त की इकोनॉमी है सब क्रेडिट पे चल रही है, ठीक है। कोई भी ऐसा खाली नहीं जो क्रेडिट पे ना हो सो है। थोड़ों से लोगों के जो बिज़नेस कर रहे हैं, काम कर रहे हैं डायरेक्ट या इनडायरेक्ट क्रेडिट उनके ऊपर है, ठीक है। उसके अलावा तुम लोग अपने चंदे देते हो, घर का खाना भी खाते हो, खर्च करते हो, कारें भी रखी हैं, पेट्रोल भी खर्च करते हो हैं, और लंबी छुट्टियां होती हैं सैर पे भी जाते हो, शादियां होती हैं तो जोड़े भी बनाते हो, तो ये सारे अफोर्डेबल अखराजात हैं ना तुम्हारे जी। अगर हज के ऊपर भी इतना कर सकते हो, बाज़ बिजनेसमैन हैं बड़े बड़े, अगर वैसे देखो तो उनकी बिज़नेस के ऊपर कर्ज है हैं जी। तो इकोनॉमी सारी इंटरेस्ट बेस्ड हो चुकी है ना जी। कर्ज है उनके ऊपर, लेकिन वो कर्ज बिज़नेस के ऊपर है। उस बिज़नेस में से वो या तनख्वाह ले रहे हैं या शेयर ले रहे हैं, बावजूद इसके कर्ज है। बैंक ने उनके लिए किस्तें मुकर्रर कर दी हैं, पता है ना किस्त क्या होती है जी जी। वो तुम हर साल इसने उतारनी है इतनी, ठीक है जी। वो उतर रही है, तो उसके लिए क्योंकि उसकी बड़ी लेविश ज़िंदगी गुजार रहा है, बड़ी ऐशी से ज़िंदगी गुजार रहा है घर में, तो उस पर अगर वो हज करना चाहे तो फ़र्ज़ है हज, बावजूद इसके कि उस पर कर्ज़ है। एक शख्स है जो कर्ज़ ले रहा है रोटी खाने के लिए, ठीक जी जी, और उसका गुजारा ही नहीं होता, बेचारा कहता है अच्छा मेरे बच्चे आज भूखे मर जाएंगे तो मैं किसी से कर्ज़ लूँ, ठीक। उसको जो है वो हज उस पर फ़र्ज़ नहीं बनता।
After I received clarity from Hazur and I put my mind at ease, life took over. I was able to get an internship. I graduated a little bit later. Then I started to pursue a PhD. Then I got married. Then there was the COVID pandemic. And then I was traveling back and forth between my home and my school. So what once seemed like a genuine possibility to perform Hajj gradually became a distant dream as life took over. Once my husband and I had decided that we are now going to perform Hajj, every step there seemed to be a hurdle. Every single thing that went from then on, there would be some issues. I went down in sajda, I bowed to Allah Ta'ala and I cried and I asked him, I begged him that he give us the opportunity to be able to complete our Hajj. It was one time when I was just the most desperate I felt. That was the moment when I completely surrendered to his will and really, really asked Allah Ta'ala that he enable me to do this Hajj. During this time, the Iran war also started happening. And then again, there was a bit of trepidation whether we were taking the right step or not. And again, we were very, very fortunate that my husband and I and our family were able to have a mulaqat with Hazur. And again, we asked for Hazur's guidance. And again, Hazur put my mind at ease so much. And it felt like a blessing. And it felt like, this was something that, again, we could achieve. And alhamdulillah, it happened. Hajj starts from when you leave home, your intention, and the fact that then you're in ihram. And it's not like any other holiday or any other travel that you're doing, because constantly all you're thinking about is your dua and your prayers. Suddenly, I went from running about and doing, everything in life to just telling Allah Ta'ala that I am here. In that moment, it's just us and Allah, and the rest of the world ceases to exist. Honestly, I didn't realize how close I can feel to Allah Ta'ala. The day of Arafat is outwardly. There was so much love and so much dua, and I spent all that time in prayer. It started the moment I read the dua that the Holy Prophet ﷺ did on the day of Arafah. And the tears that came after that dua and all the prayers that I did after that dua, I genuinely believed Allah Ta'ala was listening them. Dua wida is a very difficult goodbye. In that moment, your soul and even your faith feels so much bigger than just belonging to yourself. Coming back, essentially you are the same person, but something deep within inside you has changed. Now I feel also that there's more meaning and more effort even in my namaz, because I felt that moment when I felt closeness to Allah Ta'ala.